I'm so under pressure because all of the analyses are so stunning, especially those beautiful and professional tables and charts. But I have to show mine anyway. My analysis is about poems, and I will take 3 sonnets from Edna St. Vincent Millay as an example. And when we talk about poems, we think it is very abstract or sometimes mysterious. And sometimes after you finish reading a poem, you will say, what? And what the author really is going to say something about it. So that's why I want to do the poetry analysis. I want to use and apply the methods and methodologies we learned from the class to better understand and appreciate the poems. And to be honest, the real reason is that at first I thought poetry is very interesting and very short, and it's very easy to deal with. But later I found that I'm too young, too naive. But still, I tried my best to figure it out and carry out the project. And I hope my presentation can have you attend it and ask some questions, and maybe you can share with your interpretations, because you know poems we can have different kind of readings. Okay. There are 4 kinds of poems. There are sonnets, ballads, villanelles, and free verse. And I choose sonnets. And the reason I choose Edna St. Vincent Millay, because she was regarded that she could write the best sonnets in the century. So I choose 3 sonnets. And I want to first have a brief introduction of her. She was an American lyrical poet and playwright. She received the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1923, and she was very famous for her feminist activism, bohemian lifestyle, and her many love affairs with men and women. And I will explain about it. You see, Bohemia, do you know what kind of Bohemia life is? Yeah, okay, I don't have to say more about it. Just like the dress, Bohemia dress, so they are very white and rebellious and decadent, and they are passionate about art, about romance, and about entertainment. And also they don't live abiding by the regular rules of that society. So we can see, just like those teenagers, they maybe will smoke, or they just go dancing and having a lot of love affairs. And she was bisexual, so she had a lot of love affairs with men and women. When she was in college, she had a lot of girlfriends. And later, when she graduated, she met a lot of men. And the most famous lover was 14 years younger than her. Yeah. So you can see the picture. She was very gorgeous and pretty, right? So she had a lot of love affairs, which was very important for her creation of poems. And the 3 poems, you can see that they are all related to love. The first one is beautiful love, and the second one is maybe breakup pain, and the third one is her sorrow about being old. Because she died at her 40s, and she died of lung cancer. So maybe at 30s and 40s, she would be very sad because she was going to die. She was not healthy anymore, and those young lads, young men has already left her. And now I will talk about poems. We all know that poems are like those novels. They belong to recreating type of texts. And the definition of recreating is that the authors will reflect many aspects of their life. And sometimes they are imagined rather than experienced. And they will use narration and dramatization. It's very easy to understand. You see, sometimes author, they won't say their real experience in their works. Sometimes they just based on the real experience and do some imagination and show it in the point or their literal works. And the narration, sometimes they're just like talking stories, today, tomorrow, and in the future. But they will say it in dramatic way. So that's the characteristics: narration, imagine, and dramatization. And you will see in the 3 poems. And I want to use these 4 categories to provide evidence to those characteristics: modality, speech function, process type, and cross relations. By doing modality, you can see the values of the points. You can see her attitude and her real feelings. And the speech function, you can see what kind of answers and response she is expecting. And later I will talk about that. And process type mainly talks about the experience, and you can know who did what to whom. And the cross relation is how they organize the poems and about the logic between them. And my presentation, because poems are very short, so I will talk 3 of them. And first I would like you to read with me, okay? Very short. Want to start. Oh, you will be sorry for that word. Give back my book and take my keys instead. Was it my enemy or my friend I heard? What a big book for such a little head. Come, I will show you now my newest hat, and you may watch me purse my mouth and prink. Oh, I shall love you still, and all of that. I never again shall tell you what I think. I shall be sweet and crafty, soft and sly. You will not catch me reading anymore. I shall be called a wife to pattern by. And someday when you knock and push the door, some same day, not too bright and not too stormy, I shall be gone, and you may whistle for me. Do you think it's a beautiful one? Do you understand it? Do you know what she's talking about? Okay, I will lead you. So the first part, you see, you will be sorry for that word. Give back my book and take my keys instead. Give and book, the brown words, and also come. The speech function is command. So what is command? You remand service or goods. So she wants the book and she wants the keys, and you can see the strong feelings. It is command. And only appear 3 times: give, take, and come. And you will be sorry. The purple words you see here, they are all statement. They just she gives information. This is statement. And the red one is a question. Was it my enemy or my friend I heard? So I will say more about the expected response. For example, the command, give and take my kiss, just like kiss me darling. The expected response is that, okay, I will kiss you and I kiss you. Or okay, I give you and I give you the book. So you can see she wants the kiss and the behavior from the man, I think, her lover. And you'll be sorry for that. So you can see the first part, she said, what a big book for such a little head. This is the only projection here. Use the blue one. And why here she used a projection? And my interpretation is that sometimes when you and your girlfriend or boyfriend are in love, and there are some words very romantic, or you remember deeply in your mind, so when you talk with others, you will say, he said, and use a comma and use projection. And I think this sentence, maybe she has a deep impression about it. Because you see, what a big book for such a little head. Sometimes when a man loves a woman, and he will find him very cute, and say maybe she is reading, because here say, you will not catch me reading anymore. You can picture it. So the girl is reading, always reading, and ignore the man. And man a little angry, pretend to be a little angry. And the woman say that, what a big book for such a, was it my enemy or my friend I heard? What a big book for such a little head. So actually it's not that she is angry, and also she, but here it represents the happiness, I think, the beautiful memory. And here, from here to here, all the purple. Come, I will show you. You may watch me. I shall love you. I never again shall tell you. I shall be. You will not catch. I shall be. They are all statements. And the author Edna just saying that she will do some good behavior so that the man won't be angry anymore. And you can see, I will show you my newest hat. Because the man maybe is a little angry and she wants to say some sweet words, and I think maybe your boyfriend or girlfriend will do that to you, right? And you may watch me purse my mouth and prick. So this is a very sweet picture. Purse my mouth and prick. Do you know what kind of picture is? Just purse your mouth and maybe make you some lips or something like that. I shall love you still. I never again shall tell you what I think. I shall be sweet and crafty, soft and sly. You will not catch me reading anymore. I shall be called a wife to pattern by. So until here you can see she makes a lot of promise. I won't do that. I will do that. You can see this is all very romantic pictures, but until the end, she said, someday when you knock and push the door, some same day not too bright and too stormy, I shall be gone and you may whistle for me. And I think the last sentence represents what she is really feeling. Before I have said that she was famous for feminist activism, and she lives in a bohemian lifestyle. So actually the last sentence is talking that if you again ask me doing here or that, or you force me to do this and that, or you will be angry all the time, then I will leave. When you knock my door and push it, and I'm not here anymore, I will find other men, something like that, and you can only whistle for me. So before they are very beautiful, you can see a very cute lady, right? Just say, I won't do that, I won't do this. But at last, you can see the strong side, and because she is very initiative, and also I think she is very powerful or stronger than men, maybe. I can use stronger. So the last sentence, I shall be gone and you may whistle for me. And let's see the modality. When it comes to I, all the modality is explicitly subjective. All are subjective and explicitly. And I think it's very interesting phenomenon, and I think it represents that Edna Millay, he concerns herself at the center, at the first. And everything he say or he does should benefit her, I think. So they are subjective. And about you, and also subjective, but it is implicitly. So this is a modality, very simple, but all the subjective, you can see the strong personalities of Edna Millay and her values and her attitude. And I do the close relations, not very hard, but about the figure thing, I add a column. You can see almost all of them are doing, especially the second. All of them are doing, and one happening or two happening, and two sensing, and one being. Most of them are doing, because she used a lot of verbs like watch me, purse, love you, again. So that's the way she augurs the poem. Just use different, can't say sequence, but use different of actions and behaviors to show how she will improve her behaviors and what she will do against the man. So this is how I interpret the poem. Maybe you can have different ideas. And the second one, the first one is very easy because almost one sentence is one clause. But this one is a little different, so I will read for you. Here is a wound that never will heal, I know, being wrought not of a dearness and death, but of a love turned ashes and the breast gone out of beauty. Here stop, and never again will grow the grass on that scared ache, though I sow young seed there yearly, and the sky bequeaths its friendly weathers down, far underneath shall be such bitterness of an old woe. And continues, that April should be shattered by a gust, that August should be leveled by a rain I can endure, and that the lifted dust of man should settle to the earth again. Stop, and but that a dream can die will be a thrust between my ribs forever of hot pain. A little confused? Is that here is the main idea is talking about the wound. Here is a wound. The wound will never heal, and it will always be a thrust between my ribs forever of hot pain. So this is the main idea. And between he say a lot of things like this wood being wrought not of dearness and death, but of a love turned ashes and the breast gone out of beauty. It's not because that he no longer exists, but of that the love, the beautiful memories has already gone. And I divided into clauses, and you can see here, especially this part. I can endure that April should be shattered by a gust, that August should be leveled by a rain, and that the lifted dust of man should settle to the earth again. So this is how we understand this part. I can endure this, but that a dream can die. This is what I can't endure. But that a dream can die will be a thrust between my ribs forever of hot pain. In this point, they use a lot. It uses a lot of embedded clauses, as you can see, the brackets, and they use a lot of parallel lines. For example, here, being wrought not of this, but of that. A love and the breast. And here he said, though I saw, and the sky bequeaths far under this. So this is the main part. Never again will grow the grass. Also here, this is alpha. Never again will grow the grass on that sacred ache. And these three is beta. And they are parallel, and 1, 2, 3. And the relation is intention. I just use very simple clause relation to describe about it. So this is the main idea about this point. And the third point, this is very famous one. What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why? I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight that tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain, for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in the winter stands the lonely tree. Nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. I cannot say what loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me a little while, that in me sings no more. And the particular thing in this point is that Edna uses metaphor here. What birds have vanished one by one, yet its boughs more silent than before. She compares herself as a lonely tree, And all the young men and the lovers are birds, and they have come and gone and vanished. And so you can see the main idea is the loneliness and the sorrow. She wants to memorize the beautiful days, but they no longer existed. And you can see she used a lot of, the first point is very happy, right? It's very positive. So she uses I and you. But the second one is pain. The third one is sorrow. She used a lot of sceneries, scenes, like trees and like those rain to represent her feelings. And here you can see full of ghosts tonight, that tap and sign actually is she being tap and sign. I'm old, something like that. And in my heart there stirs a quiet pain. So pain again appears, and in the second point is also pain. So this is the similarity between the second one and the third one, and the difference between the first one and the latter two. I use a process type in this point, mainly in this one. And the purple one, have kissed, have lain, tap and sign, stirs, turn, have vanished. They are material prose type, doing, and they have actor and agent. And the red one, forgotten, listen, knows, no. This one is not. No. They are sensing, mental process type. And this one is happening, have come and gone. And the green one is full of. And in the winter stands a lonely tree, I think is relational, yeah, existing. And say is saying verbally. I didn't, and this is one part of the table, I just cut it here. You can see agent and media. What lips my lips have kissed, it is a material, and the agent is my lips, is actor, and the media is what lips, is go. And also you see forgotten, because the table is very long, I just cut till here. And about this one, I just stopped here, process type. And I don't know what else to do. And this is the 3 points. And there are some similarities and differences. Before I have mentioned the scenery and the people they use, and you can see the differences here. The modality, I think, is different. The first one is subjective and almost I, you, and you shall, you may. But second and third are different. And similarities you can see. Edna Millay, she takes herself as the center of her life. So the values and also the feelings presented in the points are very strong. Is that I can control my feeling and my affairs and my love, and you can control me. So it represents her feminist activism, and that's why I introduce you about the background of herself. And this is a reference, and thank you very much.